My name is Foldenauer, and I actually have a substantial background in the performing arts, which I hope to tell you about later. But to the point of the question, New York City is actually dotted with empty storefronts. And in my district, Lower Manhattan, on a stretch of Broadway in Soho, out of 100 storefronts, 20 of them are empty. And landlords apparently have incentives to leave the space empty to hold out for what they think is the perfect chain store, which is actually a big problem because New York City risks becoming a generic suburb like Mall of America. And if that happens, then no one will want to come here. No one will want to visit our unique cultural institutions. So what I would do is provide incentives for landlords to open their empty spaces, open the empty floors on office towers, and use those spaces for rehearsal spaces and performance spaces, and thus it's a win-win for everyone. The landlord wins, and all of you have spaces to rehearse and spaces to perform. Thank you very much.
Raise your hands if you are willing to be a co-sponsor to Ben Kalis's City Spaces initiative to create a searchable database of unused or underutilized city-owned spaces. Great. Raise your hands if you will clearly and visibly list your stances on issues facing indie theater and the performing arts on your campaign's website and literature. Okay. You support campaign finance reform and getting money from PACs, super PACs, or special interests out of political campaigns at all levels. You commit to covering the gap created if there are cuts on a federal level to the National Endowment for the Arts and the National Endowment for the Humanities. You support a path to citizenship for artists who come to this country to perform or work on indie theater productions. You support the efforts by New Yorkers for culture and arts in getting parity in the NYC Cultural Plan between our Cultural Institutions Group and Cultural Development Fund. All right. You support the expansion of the Cultural Institutions Group to include independent theater anchor venues. You support the promotion of indie theater to the more than 61 million visitors coming to New York City each year. You promise to see at least 3 indie theater productions before the elections, including, but not limited to, my production of Martin Denton, happening right here, July 6th through the 23rd. I've got 2, 3, 4, okay. Great. Sorry, I get paid in shameless promotion, so.
And I think the first thing we need to do is look at the root cause and not just treat the symptom. And it does get down, I think, to the decline of middle-class jobs in New York City, and also the crazy government policies of subsidizing luxury condo development, which prices out real New Yorkers and the culture of New York City. I'm running to represent Lower Manhattan, and that's the area that the Dutch originally settled in 1624. So history and culture in New York City is very important to me. And I do have a background in the arts. I am a trained percussionist, I am a trained singer, and I am a trained actor. And my crowning moment was in a big theatrical production, was serving as the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. And I was told by all the cast members that I looked fantastic in silver makeup. And not only did Dorothy say that, but also the Wicked Witch of the West. So I have both sides covered. So it is important to be an advocate for the arts. I do believe in the arts, and I do believe that we have to look at the root cause of the problem, not just treat the symptoms. Thank you.
All right, and starting again back on the end with Aaron, we're going to have 1 minute to give us a wrap-up.
As an artist myself, arts education is very important to me. And we haven't talked much about arts education today. But let me tell you about Lower Manhattan, the district that I seek to represent. There is a shortage of auditorium space in public schools in Lower Manhattan. How do you have a band class? How do you have a band program? How do you have a holiday pageant or a high school theatrical play if you don't have an auditorium to hold those programs? So we need to invest more in arts education, and we need to have the facilities in which we can have these very important arts programs. Thank you very much for listening to all of us today. Again, my name is Aaron Foldenauer, seeking to represent District 1, New York City Council. I look forward to speaking with you all later.